All right. It's Talk Soup. We are live. I got my co-host with me this week, which is good. And we're about to talk about episode 2 of The Falcon and Winter Soldier right after this. All right, I'm glad. We're not only right on time, but I do have a co-host. This stream should be hopefully more engaging because my last stream has 9 views and I think I'm 5 of them. So let's get right to it. So you obviously weren't here. You weren't here last week. I went on it Monday, and I briefly talked about episode 1 because I felt like there really wasn't much to talk about. And I even feel like this episode, like again, there's really no spoilers to go over. I mean, there's really nothing that's going on where you're like, oh my god, you ruined it for me. You know, it's Falcon and Winter Soldier teamed up. So because I didn't have you on last week, really quick, what did you think? What do you think of now the first 2 episodes? I guess we could talk about both of them now.
I like the show a lot. So I see a lot of people comparing this and WandaVision.
Yeah,
I don't think I like that. It's like 2 totally different shows.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like I don't think you can really compare the shows out of the gate. This we already knew this was going to have a lot more action. I was a little disappointed when I watched last week and we only got 1 episode because I was like, oh, we didn't even get a team up, nothing. But I was like, I'll bite. And then we got this one, and I was like, okay, I love this. I like this back and forth. I like their backstories. First episode got me all up in my feels, and I'm really enjoying it. I like this episode a lot. I really did. It gave a lot. It gave a lot of characters too, and it gave what 3 of the 5 Captain Americas we know. I mean, it's great, and we possibly get another feel of one of the Young Avengers too. You know,
possibly. I feel like I really feel like they are starting to build more on that. Although not yet confirmed, but I feel like they're introducing it. They're introducing enough characters where they can easily do the Young Avengers if they wanted to go that route. But you know, yeah, I 100% agree. I think, I mean, you can compare them, but you can't because they are way too. I mean, they're 2 different types of series. One was literally just a sitcom kind of like old school reference of the old sitcom shows and that those platforms. But a lot of people were worried, including myself, how good WandaVision was. Like, how do you follow that up? And you follow it up by having a completely different series.
Right.
And that's what they did. You know, it had enough action in the first episode. And the fact that they didn't even do a team up in that first episode, and it was a solid episode as, by itself, I was like, okay, so moving forward, I expect nothing but greatness from this series. The other thing is too, and now I know why they didn't drop it. I forgot. I did know at one point, but I did forget. The reason why they only gave us 1, we only have 4 episodes left. There's only 6 episodes of this series. So we're almost, we're 4 weeks, we're almost done. So, after Friday's episode, we're halfway done. So, and like you said, they're introducing characters. We got Battlestar, you got Isaiah Bradley's character who, at one point was Captain America, but nobody knew about him, we got the introduction to possibly more, because it's really not confirmed if they are in fact super soldiers. They could be something else, but we pretty much got super soldiers. They could be going the Thunderbolt Ross comic book line where he creates a team called the Thunderbolts, Thaddeus Ross, the general from the Hulk. We're supposedly might get a cameo from Abomination. I heard something like that. I think that's more valid than thinking Magneto's going to show up. But yeah, I really do like the setups. I do like, and I knew I was going to from the trailer, I do like the combination of and the banter back and forth, especially this scene. I thought the scene behind us was hysterical with Falcon and Bucky. And that one scene where Bucky and him are talking in this scene, and he gets emotional. He said, if Steve was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Yeah.
And that was a really strong and powerful scene. It really was. And it just goes to show you how much pain and how much suffering he really is going through.
Mhm.
He's haunted by his past.
And he's
Eh,
old too, so he's had to live with it for a long
Yeah.
time.
He
So
didn't he wasn't on ice like Cap. I mean, although let's also he was literally going like autopilot. Like he wasn't really there. He was there, but he wasn't there.
yeah.
He just now is starting to get he got his memories. He was in Wakanda for that brief amount of time, healing, and they were trying to fix him. He became the White Wolf, which he mentioned.
Mhm.
Because he's like, oh, you spend a little time in Wakanda, you think you're the White Panther. He goes, White Wolf, actually. So that was a cool reference back to the White Wolf days. But he is. I mean, he's obviously having nightmares that we saw in the first episode. Um, do you think he's ever going to tell Yuri about his son? About he's the one that killed?
I don't know.
You ever think it's going to come to it? I hope Yuri doesn't die. Yuri dies in in some type of fashion, and maybe to even get at Bucky, and maybe Bucky tells him on his death. But I have no idea. But that's gonna be a powerful scene if that ever goes down.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
No. I do what was I also gonna say? I do also like in this episode, you kind of know that, how like US Patriot or whatever character he's gonna be set up as,
Right.
he doesn't have it showed that he doesn't have the super serum in him. He's
But
just a normal dude who's powerful.
normal dude. But when you see the training exercise with him in the shield, I
Mhm.
I want to know how a normal dude is throwing that thing like that.
I'm saying it's just like, so that's how I looked at it. I was like, it's showing him as a normal dude who's powerful, but what's the underlying context there? Is he They're showing him as a normal dude who's super powerful, but does he have the super serum in him too? What's the ulterior motive behind this?
There were I was watching a YouTube channel doing a breakdown, and they said it's possible that him and Battlestar actually got maybe some type of dose of the serum, because during the interview, he cuts her off when she mentions super soldier, or not super soldier, but him being a normal person.
Mhm.
I think it's possible he didn't really show brute strength when he was fighting the flag smashers or whatever those super soldiers are called, led by the girl from Solo. But he did stand his own as well. Like when he first jumped onto the top of the truck, he knocked her out. Like he knocked her down. Or I honestly I said that too quick. Can't remember if it was her or just another one of the goons. But he knocked someone down when he came down. Granted it was with the shield, but I don't know. I
I
can
don't
see how you can. The shield has its own power. The shield
Right. Shield
absorbs
has
power.
Yes, the shield has its own powers.
So I can understand how he might have been able to use it in defense. I still don't know how he was throwing that thing like that.
Well, and I also, when Battlestar was fighting, he doesn't show any type of
No,
super soldier abilities.
none.
So, and we also know in comics he takes that
Yeah,
super. So I like how this is kind of playing out and going. So
yeah.
it's a little bit
I
in a
it
turn.
is cool. I mean, and they might never even make Battlestar what he is. They might just use that as a like an Easter egg or whatever. I think they will become. A
Well, they
lot of
also
people.
mentioned the power brokers.
Yeah, the power broker was already mentioned. In fact, it was even at the end credit scene. His name was shown in the titles. In the background, the power broker is watching or something like that.
Hmm.
But I don't know. So I don't know if we're gonna see Isaiah Bradley again. I don't know if that scene was like a one and done. That was just to show Falcon that there was somebody before. Uh, I don't know. I really and the other thing is too, what I don't want to do is do the whole what do you like predictions or whatever? Because look what
No,
happened with WandaVision.
no,
I'm not
no.
doing that. Not with this show. I'm not.
Mm-mm. And
I'm
there's
not.
really to predict in it.
But
There's no like, not like WandaVision, there's no like fascinating like Easter eggs and nothing to hunt down. Like
yeah,
the show is just happening. It's fun to watch. It's just, I like that, you got Falcon, who was Captain America. You got Bucky, who was Captain America. Isaiah
Mhm.
Bradley, who was Captain America. You got all these like callbacks to Captain America all up in one show, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like,
No, you're right. You're
yeah.
right. Now, without predicting, I guess we can ask questions. Do you think that John Walker is going to actually become a bad guy, or maybe power hungry? And
Um, so if it's anything like the way he was in the comics, I mean, he was to me, I don't ever think he was actually like a bad guy. I mean,
right,
I just think he had like his little own agenda, but he always his thought processes and he always just wanted to be a hero.
which he
So
is. I mean, if you
which
look, you read his resume. I mean, or you look at his resume. The girl listed all the things that he did.
yeah.
He is in fact a Steve Rogers like soldier. But I mean, I think Steve was more selfless. But yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
that's the difference. He's like the anti Steve Rogers, but in an essence, he's still a hero. He
Yeah,
wants to get there in a different way than Steve Rogers does.
yeah.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, and that's in a sense why Steve was picked in the first place for that project. The whole grenade thing. They said, "Did you ever, throw yourself on a live grenade?" He said, "I did," but he used a reinforced helmet to cover the grenade. Steve intended to die
Right.
when he covered himself over the
Right.
grenade. So that
When he
just
was a
goes
skinny
again.
little dude. Yeah.
What?
When he was a skinny little
When he
dude.
was a skinny little scrawny dude from Brooklyn. Yeah. But yeah. So, what was my next question? Really quick. Yeah, I also think, but here's why I think that something has to happen, because we know from previous trailers and promos that Falcon is going to get that they're going to get that shield back. So how and why? You see Falcon training, throwing it against a tree, pretty much. And another YouTuber pointed this out. The way Isaiah Bradley flung that thing across the room, and it went right through the wooden panel. That's almost kind of what Falcon was doing with his shield, because Falcon has no super strength.
Mm-mm.
He was just able to throw it. And I mean, I guess that answers my question. If Falcon could throw the shield like that, I guess John Walker can without having a superhuman strength. So maybe it's just the way the shield is, and you just need some strength. I did like that Bucky caught the shield again, but this time he caught it with his regular hand. So he catches it with his regular hand and then just drops it and gives it back to John Walker. But you can see he was pissed that he did that,
Yeah.
because I know and I can feel that for him. Like, I can understand why, even in the first episode, Brody, I'm not Brody, Rhodey was talking, War Machine was saying, like, dude, like, why did you give it up? Why didn't you take on the mantle? That's what Steve wanted. And now even Bucky, after he saw what he saw, he's like, Steve, this isn't right. This is what Steve wanted you to be, the next Cap. And you could be upset. And that's why he's mad, because if he's wrong about you, then he's wrong about me. So I get it.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do like what they're setting this up. And the fact that this is such a limited series and it's only 4 episodes left, we know we're going to get more action than less filler the next 4 episodes, because we only have 4 episodes left. We haven't seen Sharon Carter yet, so chances are she's probably going to show up in either in the next episode or the episode after that. They're going on to see, I think they're going to see Zemo, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that, yeah.
Zemo, yeah.
And we saw him briefly at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to get our Zemo appearance in this upcoming episode. So, like I said, a lot of good things are seeming like hopefully to come, and with only 4 episodes left, there's only so much that they can squeeze in.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to stay with the 49-minute time.
Yeah, I kind of like this time. I wish
It
also
feels long. It does.
long.
I mean, I still think I would like an hour. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I was
But
pausing it because I was like, this feels kind of long. And I was
yeah,
pausing. Oh, I was like, oh, wow. Where I'm only like 30 minutes into it. I still got some time left.
it
Yeah.
did. It did. And in 49 minutes, with only, I think, 5 minutes of credits, I don't even think the credits are that long. So you're still getting a solid 43, 44 minutes,
Yeah.
which is good. I think it's perfect. And I just hope that they stay. And I think they will be able to in such a limited series. I think they'll be able to have it where each episode is pretty much this length.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I knew from watching the first episode, seeing how solid it was, knowing the fact that we didn't even get these two together, and we still even we did get them together in this episode, but not even a full team up yet. They had that one fight scene,
Yeah.
but there's so much more that's going to happen. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm wondering, because a lot of people are trying to speculate and wonder who it is. But who's texting that girl saying, give us what you stole from us, or we'll kill you?
I think it's I wrote that. I think it's the where did I write
The
down?
power broker.
A power broker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote that
But I
exactly.
still want to know what Thunderbolt Ross has to do with this, because we did see him briefly, I believe I think we saw him in trailers. I know for a fact, I know he's in Black Widow. I don't want to get the two confused. But thought we saw this I thought we saw a glimpse of unless we just saw glimpses of, no, you know what? I'm thinking maybe it was just a glimpse of like the general badges, whatever, the medals that the generals earn. I think we just saw that. We never saw a name tag. So maybe we don't get General Ross, but I think he might make an appearance, especially when you're dealing with super serum and super soldiers and whatever. So I don't know. I'm excited for the next 4 episodes. I think again, you really can't compare. I loved WandaVision for what it was.
Mhm.
I did, but we all know if you had to, I mean, if you absolutely had to kind of rank the WandaVision series, the first 2 episodes, in most people's mind, were the weakest. And those were the first two we got. Those were the black and white ones. Those were the more sitcom episodes. And then it wasn't until towards the end of episode 3 was where we saw some MCU cinematic themes. So if you wanted to compare them to, which I wouldn't, because I loved both series for what they were. I can see why people might like these first 2 episodes, because they get right to the point and they're more MCU. They're more Marvel. They're more cinematic. So I
Well,
can understand it.
and these seem to also be, no offense to WandaVision.
Right.
WandaVision is kind of like comic booky.
Yeah.
This seems to be more tackled into the real world and kind of what we're going through and
Oh,
things like
this is very real world. And this is
it.
what we were talking about before we went on. I had asked you, and I guess we can talk about it briefly. A few of the kids that I speak to on Instagram, and we were in a group chat, and we talk about nerdy and geeky stuff. He asked a question, or I think he made a statement saying that because it's so real worldish, and the way that Bucky is becoming such a tragic character, he wonders if he might kill himself, which I don't think, again, I really don't think in a million years Disney goes that route. I think it's way too dark for Marvel. It's way too dark for Disney. I understand that showing real world issues, where it comes to financial status, how are the heroes paid? They really weren't. The police scene in that neighborhood where they rolled up and they were the altercation with Falcon. So they are introducing real world issues. I get it. And then I had told you before we came on, and I even said it in the chat, I can see maybe Bucky dying in a self-sacrifice way. That way he can serve a purpose, atone for what he's done, and no longer be a man out of time anymore. Because again, he is 106 years old. He's got no one anymore. Cap's gone. Well, I don't. He's not officially dead, but you know what I mean. I wonder if they're going to say where Steve Rogers is, because it's never confirmed or said that he's dead. So I don't think he's dead. But there's no one he knows anymore. So again, he's out and he's haunted by his past. So I can see maybe a self-sacrifice, because really, there's really not much you can do with the character of Bucky anymore.
Mhm.
Because it seems like they're going to set up that Falcon actually does take up the mantle of Captain America by the end of the series. That's what I'm thinking. And it's also possible that the young soldier kid that's been helping him, because in the comics, he's the one that becomes Falcon. He actually dons the mantle of Falcon for a brief amount of time, while Sam takes on the Captain America mantle.
I like
So
that character.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility moving forward. And that again leaves Bucky out of the picture, unless Bucky just says, you know what, I'm hanging it up. I'm out of this. So, but it's hard when you're haunted by your past. You can't go to every single soul that you did wrong. Like,
I hope not, because then that leaves like the
well,
whole
I
the
don't want
telling
it to
of
happen.
there's like a whole love story of like Bucky and Black Widow.
Yeah, I don't want it to happen. I definitely don't want it to happen, but And we all know Black Widow's gone, so Black Widow's
I
gone.
know, but it's just I don't know. It's all tragic. I hope not.
It sucks because all the main. I mean, you got Tony Stark is gone.
Mhm.
Steve Rogers is gone. Thor, thank God, is still with us. But Bucky just seems like maybe possibly the next to go. Because these characters can't go on forever, and again, I don't want that to happen. I love Sebastian Stan. I love
I do too.
the character of Bucky Barnes. I love.
I've always loved him, even when he was like that bad guy. I just
Yeah,
always loved his character. I just
yeah,
thought it was a great character, strong character, just like I've always loved the character of Falcon.
yeah.
So just
Same.
having this show was just like, this is great. These are
Yeah,
some two strong characters. I love this. So
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. All right. Again, really not much to talk about. I mean, there were a lot of things that happened in this episode. Don't get me wrong. And we could speculate from here until tomorrow about what's going to happen with Battlestar. Is John Walker going to turn heel and become bad? Or maybe even power hungry? Maybe he even does get a dose of the super serum because he wants to level the playing field. I did like the one thing I forgot to mention. I did like the big three mention the
Yeah,
androids,
that's hilarious.
wizards, and aliens.
They mentioned Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't wear a hat. He doesn't wear a hat, so he's not he's not a wizard.
yeah, that was
Uh,
really funny. I like that line.
yeah, yeah. I thought, and that's kind of accurate. The big three. You got aliens like Thanos. You got the androids like the Ultron,
Mhm.
and you got wizard. But who's the wizard we're talking about?
I don't know.
Is that a mention to WandaVision?
It could be, but she's not a wizard.
I know it's not. That's why it didn't make any sense. I'm wondering who the wizard is because Doctor Strange isn't a threat.
No.
Maybe he just means that is just an element that's out there because Doctor Strange is sort of well, he's a sorcerer, but yeah. So
That
I
was
guess maybe that's what it is. The whole magic realm. I guess you could put that under magic.
it's a magic realm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah, it was.
It's like not a wizard.
All right. So we are going to take a short break. And in about 35 minutes or so, rather than just jump on, I'm going to just take a quick break. That way you can do whatever you want. And then we're going to come back on at 1:00 and we are going to do our Zack Snyder Justice League cut, the Snyder cut. I'm going to do a quick review on that. And, that should be fun. I mean, I was looking forward to doing this, and I'm going to look forward to do this each week. Next week's going to be a little tricky with it being Easter, but we'll figure it out. But other than that, I'm excited about the upcoming episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I hope you guys are too. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. I was hoping for more live comments. I'm really not like I got this one at 8:15 in the morning. A little early. But again, still came on and said something. So I guess that's cool. But anyway, yeah, drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about this latest episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. What do you think about the series moving forward? What are some of your predictions or speculations and all that jazz? Please like the stream, give us a thumbs up, imperative for the YouTube algorithm, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And Kitty, I will see you in about 35 minutes or so, and we were going to do our Zack Snyder Snyder cut
Awesome.
reaction. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.